What's up guys, it's Jamie. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of my Rimowa suitcase. So I have the Rimowa original model in the cabin size, and I have it in the black color. I've been using this suitcase as my normal carry-on suitcase for almost 2 years now. And so I remember when I was doing some research and trying to figure out if I wanted to purchase this suitcase, there wasn't a whole lot of information online. There were a lot of really good videos. So I thought it'd be a good video to put out to help people that are in a similar situation that I was in. The suitcase is very expensive at $1,050. So you really want to make sure that you do your research up front so you know that this is something that you do want to invest your money into. When you're watching the video, as always, please go ahead and give it a quick like and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Before we start, I thought it'd be a good idea to give a reference point of where I was coming from. Before getting the Rimowa suitcase, I was using just your normal Tumi full zip suitcase, and that served me well for a very long time. After traveling for work, there's a few times where I had to gate check my bag, and I had tight meetings that I had to catch, and so waiting just really threw a wrench into my schedule. So that's when I started making the effort to kind of search for a new piece of luggage. And through my search, that's how I stumbled across the company Rimowa. So overall, as a person, I get attracted to things that are timeless. Companies that spend their time in overall design and development of a product and really perfect that product. And so I started doing very deep dives on Rimowa and understanding the technology, the company behind it out of Germany, and really got attracted to the overall brand and what they stand for. So I started to dive into the individual models themselves, and the original cabin was really the perfect fit for me. At the time, they only had 2 different color options in the original, which is the anodized aluminum model. It was black and then that original kind of just normal aluminum shiny silver color. At the time, another thing that was interesting is that the black color I think was also more expensive than the silver. Now, no matter what color you get within the original cabin range, they're all $1,050. When I originally went to the store, I was planned on getting the silver color because I wanted to go with the original. And then when I saw it in person, it was so shiny, it was so in your face that I couldn't do it. I thought that it was a little bit too showy at the time for me, and so that's why I ended up going a little more stealth route with the matte black color. Looking back at it, I really kind of wish that I ended up getting this silver color because I do see it now, and I kind of still lust for that color. I think that when it is brand new, that shine is just much more evident than after using it for a little bit. So that's maybe why I was thrown off a little bit, because what I had seen in pictures or in videos, it just didn't look like it did in the store itself. One thing that you get when purchasing the Rimowa, in addition to the suitcase itself, you do get a dust bag, and then you get this little booklet. Inside the booklet, they have some of the information for you to register the product so you can take advantage of the warranty. You also get some stickers. They actually sell a bunch of these stickers. They're pretty expensive. They'll sell sticker packs for $50, and it'll have 2 stickers that you can put on your suitcase. The other thing in here that you get is a luggage tag with a strap. I've never used the luggage tag, which is why it's still in here. So here's my Rimowa suitcase in the black version. Like I said, I originally thought that the polish was a little bit too bright, so I thought that the black was a better option. You will see that I do have some scratches. It has been beat up a little bit, and underneath the black color is just the normal aluminum. So you will see that start to shine through. Some people might not like that. I do kind of like a little bit of the wear and tear. I would imagine that when you have the polished color, it's just going to show scratches. You're not going to see the color of the aluminum shine through. That would be a benefit, I think. Here's just a look at the details. You have these nice metal plates everywhere, and here you have a kind of embossed detail saying Rimowa. So some of the nice aspects about this suitcase, one is the way that this handle works. So the handle on the top has like a little bit of a hydraulic aspect or pneumatic component built into it, so always snaps back down. So it's nice when you go to place your suitcase up. You don't have to really mess around with this at all. It'll always snap back in place. That is true for this piece as well as the handle down here as well. This handle also snaps back in place. Another nice aspect about the suitcase is your overall telescoping handle here. It is super beefy. When you look at a lot of other suitcases compared to this, the handle is much more flimsy. So these bars right here on other suitcases are very flimsy, and I find it like when you move the suitcase back and forth, if you're going over like a rough like pavement or sidewalk, this has like a lot of variability, whereas in the Rimowa, this doesn't move at all. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's just extremely strong, extremely sturdy. So moving this around, you get a really nice effortless feeling when you push this. If it's filled up and it's very heavy and you're going over rough terrain, this handle is not like bending at all. It's something that I experience in other suitcases. If I'm helping someone out, you can feel this is where a very big like weak point in other suitcases. So I didn't think that this was going to be that big of a deal until I started using it. Here's a closer look at the handle. Another really nice aspect about the Rimowa is the wheels. So the wheels are very heavy duty, and they also roll very nicely. So for instance, there's been instances in which I've been in New York City and I've gone, I don't know, maybe 20 blocks on the sidewalk and rolled the suitcase up and down New York City and had no problem at all. There was no damage. It was very easy, like going over the rougher terrain in the sidewalks. And the nice thing about it with the warranty, if it does get damaged, they'll just go and replace your wheels for you. One thing that's interesting, these things slide so easily that if you have your suitcase, a lot of times it'll start like spinning away from me on occasion. If there's a slight angle in the terrain or a slight angle on the floor that you're on, you will, if you don't pay attention, this will start kind of slowly rolling away from you. The nice thing about it though is that just when you're using it in practice, just being able to just spin this, whether it's going through the carpet of an airport or if you're going through like the airport parking lot, it just effortlessly slides along, which really isn't that big of a deal. But if you are flying a lot or you are using your suitcase a lot, you pay attention, you notice these things more and more. You also have the TSA approved lockable keypad, so you can put your code in here accordingly so you're able to lock your suitcase. But then also if you do check your bag, TSA has like the standardized key to where they could get into this without knowing your actual key code. If they happen to need to get into your suitcase when you've checked your bag, you can feel comfortable knowing that your suitcase is locked, and the only people that are going to be able to get into it are TSA approved agents with the key available. Here's a closer look at the sliding lock mechanism where you can put in your own combination. One other like nice thing to note, like to touch on, I like seeing like little details, but when you look at like this handle here, there's a little clear little nub to help protect the exterior. So when this closes, it has a nice little bump stop on it. Here's a closer look at the handle on the side and that little stopgap I mentioned before. So we'll go ahead and open the suitcase for you so you can get a look at the inside. So the inside of the suitcase is pretty standard. You have this inner lining with two mesh compartments with zippers for additional storage as well. This also helps compress the components that are in here. I guess if I was to look at one area that I've been a little disappointed on, it's just this piece here. The Velcro aspect is not super strong, so these pieces like easily come off, and I wish that it was a little bit stronger. I mean, for the amount that I've used it, I would have hoped that it just doesn't remove as easily. But I think that if I wanted to, they could probably just replace these pieces for me. The nice thing about it is you can get a lot of items in here. So you have a fully flat slide on here, and then this side has a couple of grooves for where the telescoping arm piece is. So it actually works out really nicely to where if you want to, you can use these grooves to your advantage to put in different, if they're sneakers or different areas where you can kind of take advantage of these deeper insets, while on this side, taking advantage of the fact that it is, fully flat. With the amount of space that you have in here with such a small suitcase, I think if you're very clever and smart with and efficient with your packing, you can get away with having a lot of days worth of clothes and toiletries within just in getting away with just a carry-on. I've been able to go, I think the most was maybe almost 2 full weeks. When looking at whether or not the Rimowa suitcase is worth over $1,000, it really depends on you. I think that if you are looking at a suitcase like this, it's because you do see the differences. You do realize that you kind of get what you pay for in certain things. Granted, I think that some of that price point is inflated, but for me personally, I would spend that money. If I'm looking at $500 for a Tumi suitcase or $1,000 for a Rimowa, I'd go and I'd spend an additional $500 to get the Rimowa. You'll see that Rimowa has done a bunch of collabs as well. So they've collabed with Supreme, Montclair, Off-White, and some of those suitcases are going for, multiples of thousands of dollars. I think that is outrageous. But $1,050, I can actually justify that price point because the quality is there, the craftsmanship is there, the warranty is there, the repairs are there. It's never really going to go out of style. Also, if I wanted to get rid of it, there's going to be a marketplace where I can actually recoup some of my money and spend that or use that to buy another suitcase if I want to do so. I don't know how much other suitcases are going to hold their value. I think when looking at Rimowa, it's probably going to be one of the best. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next video.